You aren't failing because you're slow. You're just on a different path than everyone else. We live in a world that loves schedules. From the time we are children, we are told there is a right time for everything. You should finish school by this age, get a job by that age, get married by another age, and be successful by 40. When we look around and see other people hitting these milestones while we are still struggling, we naturally feel like we are falling behind. This feeling is painful, but it is also based on a lie. The lie is that every human being is on the same path. Imagine a forest. There are tiny flowers, medium-sized bushes, and massive oak trees. The flower blooms in the spring and dies in the winter. The tree takes decades to reach its full height. Is the tree failing because it didn't bloom in the spring? No, it is simply a different type of life. You are not a flower. You are an oak tree. You are building something that is meant to stand for a very long time, which means your development will naturally take longer. When you rush to match someone else's timeline, you ignore your own nature. You might end up building a fast life, but it will be a shallow one. It will be like a house built on sand. It looks good from the outside, but it lacks a deep foundation. If you feel like you are not making it on time, pause and ask yourself, am I trying to reach my goal? Or am I trying to reach someone else's goal? Often, we are just running to keep up with people. We don't even like or to impress people who aren't even watching. True success is not about beating others to the finish line. It is about reaching the finish line at a point where you are actually ready to enjoy the view. Your timing is not broken. It is just unique to the person you are becoming. Trust that if you are working hard and moving forward, even slowly, you are exactly where you need to be. You are not late because of bad luck. You are late because you are still learning what you need to know. We often view being late as a negative event. We see it as a loss of time, a missed opportunity, or a sign of failure. But what if the delay is actually a gift? What if the reason you haven't reached your goal yet is because you are not yet the person who can keep that goal? Think about a professional athlete. They spend years training in private before they ever play in a big game. If they were pushed into the championship game on their first day of practice, they would fail. They wouldn't have the muscle, the strategy, or the mental toughness to win. The time spent training, all those long, boring, unseen hours, is what makes the success possible later on. When you are not making it on time, it is usually because you are still in your training phase. You are learning how to handle stress. You are learning how to manage your time. You are learning how to bounce back when things go wrong. If you were handed your dream job or your big success right now, before you finish this training, you might break under the pressure. You might not know how to handle the money, the attention, or the responsibility. The delay is not a wall stopping you. It is a filter protecting you. It is weeding out the things you don't need and strengthening the things you do. So, stop looking at your current situation as a delay. Look at it as a preparation. Every day that you don't have what you want is another day. You are gaining the strength to hold on to it once you finally get it. You aren't losing time. You are investing time into your own character. When the right moment finally arrives, you won't just be there. You will be ready to stay there. It is better to arrive late with something great than to arrive early with something poor. In our modern world, everything is about fast. We want fast food, fast internet, and fast results. Because of this, we often feel like if we aren't moving at lightning speed, we are falling behind. But speed is often the enemy of greatness. If you try to finish a project as fast as possible just to meet a deadline, You are usually forced to cut corners. You do the bare minimum just to get it out of the way. But who remembers the person who did the bare minimum on time? Nobody. We remember the people who created something truly amazing. We remember the books that moved us, the inventions that changed our lives, and the art that took years to perfect. None of those things were created by people who were worried about being on time. They were created by people who were worried about being excellent. If you are not making it on time, it might be because you have a higher standard than the people around you. You are taking the time to polish your work, to fix your mistakes, and to make sure your output is something you can be proud of. That is not a weakness. That is a sign of a professional. When you rush, you leave holes in your work. When you take your time, you fill those holes with experience and quality. If you arrive at your destination later than everyone else, but you bring with you something that is actually valuable, nobody will care how long it took. They will only care about the quality of what you brought. Stop apologizing for your pace. Stop feeling guilty that you aren't moving at the speed of the crowd. The crowd is often rushing toward nothing. If you are focused on quality, you're moving toward something real. Keep perfecting your craft. Keep working at your own steady pace. When you finally reach your goal, your success will be built on a foundation of excellence, and that is something no one can take away from you.